This is a series of videos that I hope are helpful in reviewing the kind of notices the IRS sends out when they start collection action and what should be the proper responses to those. The people that are calling you, or those national firms that advertise on television, that money that you're paying to resolve your case is all consumed in paying the commissions to the salespeople and the advertising that they're running. When they actually put the case to the professional, quote professional, often it's flipped over to somebody who has no legal qualifications at all and basically piggybacks on the one CPA or attorney they have on staff that signs all powers of attorney. And the person you talk to is really just a staff person who has no formal training for resolution with the IRS, nor even any of the minimum qualifications the IRS requires for you to handle the case. Not an attorney, not a CPA, not an enrolled agent. So for the person that eventually gets your case in all these big firms, these ones that are calling, whatever, the guy who actually takes the case, he doesn't make any money really unless he charges you more than what you were quoted to begin with. And there'll always be reasons. Oh, the case is more complicated than we understood it to be. Oh, you owe more. Oh, you weren't prompt in sending your information to us. We're out of retainer. What are you going to do? You've sent them, let's say they lowball the figure for your quote, $1,500 or $2,000. You get 30 days in, or even 60 days in. You've spent your money, you're nowhere further down the road, and they're going to ask you for another 500 or another 1,000 or whatever. Are you not going to send it in? Well, you probably are. So that's the problem. You're going to get a quote, probably unrealistic quote, and they're going to start working on your case, and really little will be done until they start getting more money out of you. Eventually you'll probably get a resolution. Not with all these companies, but eventually. Why? Because they know that they've got to keep some type of BBB rating, and if they don't do anything, eventually the bad press will shut them down. But the bottom line is, if they're calling you, there's a lot of marketing guys that have to get paid, and you can almost guarantee you're going to have to pay considerably more, probably multiples of that initial quote. So, going back to how do you hire somebody? Well, know who's going to be handling your case. Know what their qualifications are. I would personally never hire anybody who wasn't an attorney and a CPA. I mean, yes, I'm an attorney and CPA, but why would I want less? I did an experiment years ago. As a CPA, I would sign power of attorney as a CPA and just not sign it as an attorney. I always found that the IRS, especially the revenue officers, would be much more aggressive when I signed as a CPA as opposed to when I would sign as an attorney. Why? Well, an attorney can go to court. They can argue the case in court. A CPA, technically, could they take it to court? Yes, they can practice in tax court. But often, what if you need to go to federal district court or whatever? You need an attorney. It's a much higher level of representation. There's confidentiality. A lot of this stuff is very suspect if you're hiring a CPA or an enrolled agent. And if you're not even hiring one of those, you have no protections whatsoever. So you've got to be really careful. Yes, a company can have a decent BBB rating. Well, my experience has been that the BBB rating is, they'll often send a refund to somebody if they're not going to file a complaint. Or a lot of these companies will shut down and start up again because their previous record was not so good, and they'll start something new. So I think at a minimum, you should be hiring CPAs and attorneys. Enrolled agents, I mean, that's a test you take with the IRS. A lot of the IRS agents are enrolled agents. I don't know. I find having actual state licensing to be a much higher standard for actual negotiations and what you would actually have to know. So hopefully that answers the question there.